Well, good morning. I'm coming to you from my house and it's cold outside and I just decided to build a fire in the wood stove. So I'm standing here by the wood stove for the time being. But I just wanted to put a little short video out this morning about to maybe ignite some hunger in any of y'all that watch about walking with God. That I used to, when I've been born again since I was 8 years old, but I thought God was boring because I just thought he was kind of like what goes on inside of a boring church service, you know? And when I found out that God wanted to be involved with me in life, it changed everything. So I just want to tell a quick story because the fact of the matter is once you get born again, being born again is in itself a supernatural event. It is where the God of the supernatural, the holy presence of God comes and lives on the inside of me, and then I become capable of moving in that realm, in the supernatural realm. So why in the world do we want to have a supernatural born again experience and then be settled, be satisfied with a normal existence? I don't understand how anybody would want to be satisfied with just a normal existence. So I want to bring forth some of these things. Well, anyway, several years ago, there was a bar. There was a bar that was a couple hours away from where I lived. And I don't know what possessed this bar owner to do this, but he had strippers come in one night. And then the next night, it was a Wednesday night, he wanted to have Christian music to come in. And I don't know. I think it was just a heavenly insanity came into this guy for a little while or something. And so that church, the town where that bar was at, was asking, church people to come and sing, and for the most part, they didn't. And so anyway, somebody in that town contacted me and said, would you be willing to come down here and sing in this bar? He wanted you to come in and sing for 1 hour. Now, he's got strippers coming in one night, and he's got gospel music coming in the next night, and I guess it was kind of like an all-service bar or something, So I knew what I was getting into. I mean, hello, you can be dumb as a post and know that when you walk into that bar and they know that you're going to come in singing gospel music, which I actually sang things that I sang at rodeos that had a Christian message in it, but it wasn't your regular gospel, type music. But anyway, I knew that when I went there, they would hate me, so you're agreeing to go sing someplace where they don't want you there. Oh, joy, that's going to be fun. And I knew it would be that way. And so I got in there, and all I had was soundtracks to sing to. Well, that is just absolutely so uncool. Okay, that's just not cool. And there's no way to make that look cool. So anyway, I got in there and got on the stage, and the bar was already had, it had quite a few people in it. And and I had cotton mouth so bad. I'm telling you, I had cotton mouth. And you walking with God is often a risk. And that was another risk. The pucker factor was up in there. And so I'm singing, and everybody is doing what I expected them to do. That nobody's being rude, but they are overtly ignoring me. Everybody at the bar had their back to me, talking and drinking. All the tables that were out there, people were conversing and everything, not looking up. They were like, please just go away. And then above me there was a balcony that had several pool tables on it, and there was guys up there playing pool and having a good time and making noise and everything. So I'm singing while this whole entire bar is going, I wish you were not here. And so the second song I got on was called Legacy to the Cherokee. And I felt a wind. I actually felt a wind blowing into the bar, through the bar. And you know as well as I do that bars are all walled up and closed up. No windows, no doors. It wasn't a fan coming on. It was a sideways wind, and I felt it. And I'm looking down, I'm going, oh my gosh. I'm thinking, because I'm looking down, I'm thinking, now while I'm singing, but I'm coming and I'm contemplating God, and I'm like, oh Lord, you just came in here. But I thought I was the only one that felt it. See, what I didn't realize then was when you have something like this happen, it is literally angels are coming into that room to change the atmosphere. And boy, oh boy, did they change the atmosphere. I looked up knowing then I'm confident. I'm not just singing, and I'm confident. I'm going, ha ha, this ground, God's given me this ground. And I looked up, and everybody was putting their drinks down, spinning around on their bar stools, stop talking and listening. And it was amazing. It was as if somebody orchestrated the whole deal, but nobody's doing anything. It's all God. And all of the guys up there in the balcony playing pool, just all at once, all of them. This is miraculous. All at once, all of them just put their pool cues down, and came over and leaned up against the balcony rail. And for 1 hour, because I was supposed to sing an hour, 1 hour, they were glued. You can't do that with just music. I mean, it wasn't the music, y'all. It was God. I don't care how good a singer you are. You can't do that. It was God. And I, for 1 hour, they were mine. And I sang and I shared some. At the end of that time, people were following us out into the parking lot as we were loading out the gear. And they asked me to come back one more time. With the two of them combined, there was 12 people got born again in that bar. Because of the presence of God blowing in there. Look, I do not want to live a natural life. If I want God doing these things. I want more than just a natural, boring life, a boring existence. And when you come into Christ, if you don't know him as Lord and Savior, you can just simply invite him in, because he will not come. Your will is honored by God. If you don't want anything to do with God, then he keeps drawing you and leading you, but he doesn't invade you without an invitation. And so give God that invitation. But if you already know him, he's on the inside of you and you know it, give him an invitation to cause you to become aware of walking with him in a supernatural existence. Because why live a boring natural life when you have access to an exciting supernatural God? This is Crystal Lyons, another Cowgirl Logic, and hope to see you again. Thanks for tuning in.